What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of the Nightly Nonsense Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. I'm here with Dave and Chris. We're going to get right into it. So,
Let's go.
Boys, this week, I don't know how it came into my mind. I don't know if it's with the holiday time coming up, so it had me thinking about this. But what are some things that when you were a kid you thought were innocent, and now that you're an adult, you realize that they're no longer innocent? So, like I said, the one that really came up in my mind thinking about it was, like when you were a kid, your parents would take you to the mall to go sit on Santa's lap. But like as an adult, you realize that's just some strange old man that your parents are just taking you to just sit on his lap. Like if it was like Wednesday, April 13th, and I went to the mall, my parents aren't just going to set me on a strange guy's lap if he's dressed like Santa Claus. So like, why was it normal over Christmas time?
We got to talk about Santa Claus in general. I mean, think of the whole concept of it. I mean, like you pretty much as a kid think that it's normal for an intruder to come through your chimney and give you presents and then take your cookies and milk and go back up the chimney and leave like that's a normal thing. Isn't everything we've ever taught like not to allow people to break into your house, and then all of a sudden it's cool for this big jolly dude with a big beard to come down your chimney? That's kind of a messed up concept in general.
Very true. Very true. You know what I thought of just today? I actually thought about this. People in Florida don't have chimneys.
That's a good point. So Santa Claus in Florida.
The chimney, old Saint Nick. Like,
haven't you
what
seen
are they thinking?
The Santa Claus movies? If the house doesn't have a chimney, a chimney just like magically appears so he can come down it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was thinking in Florida, he just walked through the front door. I'm surprised there haven't been more Santa shootings in Florida, to be honest with you. Just walking through your front door down in Florida. I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
It's such an interesting concept. The one thing I did want to say, he doesn't take your milk and cookies. You're setting it out for the man. It's not like he's coming in, raiding your pantry, stealing all your milk and cookies.
It's true.
But, yeah, like you said, why is it okay for this guy to break all of the rules that we were taught to avoid these strange people as a kid?
I mean,
what gives him the right?
He brings us little treats.
Treats, you say?
And little goodies.
Yeah, no.
But once again, random Wednesday in the middle of April, if some strange old man with a white beard's like, hey, can I come into your house? I got goodies. It's not acceptable. But come Christmas time, it's like, come on in. The water's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it is weird.
In general was a breeding ground for some interesting human evolution periods. Like,
did you say the mall?
Yeah, the mall in general. Just like the fact that we would go to the mall with no plan. We just was like, that's a good public area to go hang out and cause some mischief on a Friday night. Let's do that.
Basically eating a full foot-long sub worth of chicken California samples till they're sick of me.
Oh man, just keep on going back for samples.
Yep,
it was always chicken Californias and orange chicken from Panda Express. Remember when Panda Express was only in the mall? And now it's like out and about. Same with Chick-fil-A. Did you know that Chick-fil-A started in malls?
Malls really? Only?
Malls only. Yeah.
That seems like it's wrong to me. I think that might be wrong.
Oh yeah?
I feel like I've been inside of a Chick-fil-A and it's like the Chick-fil-A story, and then it's like some small little chicken restaurant that's on the side of a road in a small town. I feel like I've seen that.
I mean, you can fact check me, but I mean, currently they have 2,988 standalone stores across 48 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, Canada, the United Kingdom, and South Africa. So they're far from just in the airport and or the airport and the mall. Well, both. Now, I can tell you that.
That would just be a horrible business decision now to be only in malls. Malls are slowly dying.
Oh, I know. I think that they probably were thinking ahead. They were like, we got to get out of the mall game.
I mean, they're still in the game. They're just not tied to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, totally.
But back to your question, Adam, what are some other things that felt very innocent as a kid?
So another one that I had that this isn't necessarily, I guess, unique to childhood or really innocence, but just kind of another like curiosity. Who was the first person to milk a cow and then be like, yeah, I'm going to drink what comes out of that?
A psychopath.
That one is less weird than some other ones to me because it's like, okay, the calf feeds from the mom, so that's probably some type of nutritious liquid. Let's try that and see if we can like drink it.
But
So that
but
one,
at the same
like
time,
blue cheese, that's a weird one.
just blue cheese.
Just blue cheese in general.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, blue cheese is just moldy old cheese. So it's like at some point, some guy was like,
Let's just mold this up.
This is probably good. This is probably
Let's
good.
let's eat this once it turns blue.
Yeah.
But to the point you said, Chris, where like you see the baby cow or the calf doing it, so you're like, oh, let's give it a try. But that would be like the equivalent of like a human putting like a puppy or a kitten, like a female, just like letting their dog drink from their breast, which would just be insanely weird.
Yeah, see, this
like,
is what I was going to say.
See them do it with other animals doesn't make it okay for us.
Yeah, but it's in the same.
No, it's not.
Like, species. Yeah, I'm talking like.
I know dogs and humans.
No, I'm talking about two, like the same species. Like that makes sense. So it'd be like if a cat saw a human breastfeeding a baby and be like, "Oh, I'm going to try that milk."
See, but I this is where I draw the line here again, is like with in general, just milk in general. We all know how I feel about milk on this podcast. A couple weeks ago, I threw a fit about someone ordering milk. I'm not a milk fan. I'm not a milk supporter. And the reason I'm not a milk
supporter?
No, I'm not a milk supporter. I'm sorry to the dairy farmers of America, but here's the deal. No other mammal.
You like ice cream, Dave?
I do like ice cream. But anyway, and I love cheese, but let's just not talk about that. So we're talking about milk here. We're just talking about cold milk. And the fact of the matter is no other mammals are walking around drinking another mammal's milk. Like,
so my only question to that is like, how do you expect those other mammals to get the milk from the other animal? It's not like dogs.
It's a very valid question.
There's also no other mammals walking around playing games on their phone and watching TikTok videos all day long. Like
these are valid points, very valid points. But it's kind of just messed up in general. Like milk is made by a mother for a child. That's like how biology works. And we've decided that we're going to take cow milk and goat milk, pretty much. I don't think we're taking any other milks, and drinking those things as if that's a normal thing. And it's not. That's why there's so many people today that are lactose intolerant, is because it's not made for humans to consume. I read a whole article about this.
I mean, I don't think people are drinking more milk now than when we were kids.
They're not, but evolution.
I drink a lot of milk. Shout out to Fairlife, ultra filtered milk, 30 grams of protein.
Do you have a promo code for some Fairlife milk?
No, I don't. But so to this point, like you guys are getting pretty hung up on milk here. I don't think milk is the weirdest one for sure. But like,
I hate milk.
The first time things were discovered does blow my mind. Like I follow this account on TikTok, and it's this Chinese guy that still makes things in like the ultra traditional, like how it was ever first done. And I sat there and watched this dude make ink for, I guess, like the type of ink, but that you would use with like a quill pen. So It was like hard, and you like get it wet and then it dissolves. This is like a 15-minute video, and I watched all of it. And there's like 100 steps to this, but at one point, he is smacking this block for 2 days straight. Like it's all and it's like sped up, and he's just smacking a block over and over and over again of this like black clay substance. And then the next step is to leave it for 2 years.
What?
And I was like, how would you ever know to be like, okay, I'm at this step. I'm going to leave this here for 2 years and then remember to come back to it and then do the next 15 steps to make this.
Like, was that like so much trial and error where he was like, 1 year and 344 days is not enough?
Yeah. 77 days, not enough. 78 days, not enough.
Just brutal. And then finally, I've done it.
That is wild.
No, but those videos just like that in general crack me up, where it'll be like humans before stairs were invented. Then it's just people like jumping off of a top floor to a bottom floor and just like landing. So just like the concept of like what people did before something was invented, that to us just seems like an incredible inconvenience that they just didn't live with, like a ladder. So did they just have to jump down from things? Like I said, the stairs, did they just fall and hope they survived?
Well, if they didn't have a ladder to get up there to build it, then they wouldn't need the ladder to get down. So
I guess that one's true.
Think about that.
Then how did
Chew on that one.
How did they get on the roof of things? How'd they even? How'd they get?
I mean, Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure a ladder is a pretty old invention.
I think a ladder's like one of those.
Ladders, and there were tall things.
I think that the ladder goes back to the Roman Empire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, even a ladder is more advanced than stairs. Like stairs seems pretty simple to figure out.
So,
but
fun
at
fact:
some point there weren't stairs. Is all I'm saying.
So the earliest evidence of a ladder is from Valencia, Spain, that was over 10,000 years old. And that is according to fixitfastusa.com. That's probably not the most reliable source.
No, but reliable source for sure.
Yeah.
We like that one. We get a lot of information from there. That's a good source.
There's also a painting, it says, in this cave that's 10,000 years old, showing two men using a ladder to go up to a wild honeybee nest, most likely to get honey.
Or just to say hi.
What were those guys thinking? They were like, here, there's a, they're like, hey, look at that weird growth up there on that tree. Let's take this ladder up there and take whatever's in it. Do you think they got stung like crazy on the way up there? Or do you think
they were like,
that's
they
sweet
got
and nice?
And I'm going to take it because I'm a human. And it's mine.
Exactly. Did they eat the hive, you think? Or did they like open it up and then they're like, let's just drink this juice looking stuff?
How do you think honeycombs work?
I watch videos on TikTok of that too. They like use a knife and kind of peel it off.
Yeah,
like,
but a honeycomb is the hive, so you can eat the hive.
Yeah, but have you ever seen the outside of a bee hive? That thing's gross looking.
I think you're
like
thinking
one
of
in its neck.
Wasp or hornets. Bees go in things and build their honeycombs, don't they?
I mean, like if you look back on like any time it's in like a cartoon or anything, like I think Dave's thinking of like the stereotypical, it's like a oval shaped type thing, and then you go in there and then there's all the honeycombs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Like what Winnie the Pooh would get his head stuck in.
See,
I was a big Winnie.
It's not my understanding of it.
What? Well, I mean, I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong either. I was a big Winnie the Pooh guy growing up, so that's what I had in my head. That
leads me to the perfect transition for the other thing that I had of things that were innocent when you were a kid, and then you get older and you're just like, that wasn't so innocent, which is just like the adult humor in so many cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So like SpongeBob?
I was going to say, I'm a huge SpongeBob guy, and looking at it, there's so many things that just went like way over your head as a kid that once you're an adult, you're like, wow, I did not understand that at all. Like I see it all the time. There's a clip of one where it's SpongeBob buries himself underground outside of Bikini Bottom. Then Mr. Krabs comes up and pulls him out of the cement. But when it's what you think is just his nose sticking up out of the cement. Then when he pulls him up, he's grabbing him by like the middle of SpongeBob. So like clearly it's not his nose. But that's something that just like goes right over the head. Then there's another one where it's like SpongeBob hurts himself and he's like trying to avoid getting hurt again. And the people of Bikini Bottom, one guy's just like, SpongeBob, we finally got enough people for a mile-long spank train. Come on. And then there's just like guys crawling through their legs and they're just slapping them on the butt. And then Squidward walks up and just goes, is this where the line starts? Like, dude just wants to get spanked. Like, the humor that as a kid, you're probably just like, ha, 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 ha. And now as a adult, you're like, ooh, they got away with some stuff.
Well, I feel like SpongeBob is definitely the best example for that. From what I've seen, there's a lot in SpongeBob that was some innuendo.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I paid no attention to Mrs. Incredible when I was a child, and I pay a lot of attention to her now.
Oh my god.
Disney and Pixar are doing something to some of those animated women. It's just like, why? Why are we doing
It had
that?
to be done.
Yeah.
Why is that necessary?
Chris has the hots for Mrs. Incredible.
I'm just really trying to
I
learn
love
about
it.
beehives right now.
Well, in just not that I want to move on from the cartoon thing, but I did fact check myself on Chick-fil-A because you guys were giving me a lot of heat on that. And the first Chick-fil-A opened in 1967 in the food court of the Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta, Georgia.
How about that?
So, yeah, so I wasn't wrong about that.
You probably never
Did start in malls. I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you for educating us, Dave.
exactly. I didn't want to let that die. I was really stuck on that. But no, going back to cartoons, I agree. I mean, a lot of those kids' cartoons, they are, they have a lot of innuendo in them. But then they make movies now like that are cartoon that really lean into that, like Sausage Party cartoon, where it's like it looks like if you saw the advertisement, you're like, oh, that's going to be a funny kids movie about carnival food and
about hot dogs.
Like hot dogs, and then you can you imagine taking your kid to that and then being 5 minutes in?
It's rated R.
I mean, if you're like genuinely being a rational parent and looking at what you're maybe taking your kid to, I think you're going to see that it's a rated R film.
No, I agree, but it's funny because they advertised it as a kids movie, but it was not, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. That's a good one.
Just something to think about. They sneak some stuff in there, and then there's just some weird things that you thought were innocent as a kid, and then kind of what we got into, just things that you were like, when and why? Why did this happen? How did this happen?
Yeah.
I got one that I think is crazier than milk, and that would be. And what's interesting is it's a very similar word, silk. Silk is basically just like worm poop that we made into clothing and fabric.
And it's the softest of clothing, too.
That's essentially like taking a spider web and being like, I'm going to make this a shirt. Crazy.
That'd be spooky.
Essentially, except spider webs aren't spider poop.
Kind of.
Are they?
Is it?
Well, I don't know. Do spiders poop?
Maybe.
I mean,
I think so.
I don't know.
But
I've
never seen spider poop.
I haven't
to
either.
my knowledge.
You ever seen deer poop? Deer poop throws me for a loop. It looks like little
milk duds.
I don't know what. Yeah, they do look like they're perfect comparison.
Something you thought was innocent as a kid, just those yard milk duds, Turns out deer poop.
Oh, someone dropped their milk duds in my yard. I'm gonna go have one.
Learn that lesson the hard way.
Fool me
But
once.
no, yeah, I did not know that silk was poop.
I don't think it is,
Tell us,
but it's comes out of the
basically
butt area of a worm.
Huh. So is that why they're called silkworms?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
right.
How about that? That's crazy.
It's not like they're crawling around leaving one strand, but they essentially shoot it out the bottom part of their body, and then they roll in it and roll in it until they make a little cocoon of a little nest of it. And then you take that out and you dip it in some water and you get the worm out. And then you take the silk and you stretch it out, and you do that 1 billion times over each other. And then you take the big sheet and start stretching that, and then you get silk.
Huh.
And then it becomes the pajamas that every bride and bridesmaid wears before their wedding.
Somehow.
Those silk pajamas.
Wow. Well, how about that? You're just sitting here educating. We're just educating all of ourselves. All of us.
Yeah, and I'm going to
are
learn
being
about
educated
sports today too. I'm excited.
I was going to say that's
I know.
going to perfectly transition into our next segment. This is going to be Chris Learns Sports. So Chris came to us with this segment because he believes that Dave and myself are a little bit more knowledgeable on.
A lot. I'm just a horrible sports fan, and I don't understand why. I feel like I watched a lot of sports growing up, but I never paid attention, I guess, to what the announcers and the broadcasters were saying. I think that's just my ADHD over the years. But that's where you learn all the good stuff. You got to be listening because that's where you learn
Yep.
the history and the stats and all this stuff. And I don't think I did that for the longest time. So I'm just really bad at, like, I just don't know any history or any important things about it. I just wish I did. That's why
Well,
we're
Chris,
here.
There you go.
what Dave
This
and I
is
are
a
gonna
great new segment.
yeah, what Dave and I are gonna educate you on today, because you are newly found fan of the English Premier League.
Okay.
You've jumped on the Liverpool bandwagon with me. We're happy to have you.
Yep.
So what I'm gonna do is teach you about the Premier League Big Six. And to help you learn better, I'm going to give you the NFL equivalent for these Big Six teams. All right.
Do you have a piece of paper out and a
It
pencil?
does seem like a confusing lesson plan, but I like it. Premier
Oh, just
League.
wait. It's going to be easy once we get into it. Once Adam gets into
Yeah,
it.
so-
I'm minor role this week on Chris Learns Sports.
Okay.
So the Premier League is the top team in England. There's what is called the Big Six. So these are the teams that have dominated England for the longest amount of time. They're kind of the wealthiest teams, the teams that most people recognize not being from England. A lot of the other countries, they recognize them as the Big Six. So who those Big Six are is Arsenal.
Can I guess first?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Arsenal, you gave me that one. I would have guessed that one.
Yep,
Liverpool,
yep,
Tottenham,
yep.
That would be Tottenham.
Tottenham, Tottenham,
The
Tottenham.
Hotspurs.
Chelsea,
Yep,
Man City,
yep.
and Man United.
Well done.
Wow, look at that. Acing his first quiz without even learning anything yet.
So now what I'm going to do to help you better associate and kind of get a better idea for who those teams are, I'm going to give you their NFL equivalent.
Okay.
So you have something to compare it to, as
like
NFL is the sport that you, with fantasy football, you feel like you're locked in the most on, at least knowing who that team is. So we're going to go alphabetical order here. So we're going to start with Arsenal. So I compared Arsenal to the Miami Dolphins.
Interesting.
So they won back in the day, haven't won in a very long time, but are a team that is on the rise that looks like they have what it takes to win a championship.
Like that.
And another big comparison is Arsenal is, I believe, the only team in the Premier League to ever have an undefeated season. So they drew and they won, but they never lost. And Miami Dolphins are the last team to have an undefeated season and win the Super Bowl.
Okay. And Arsenal.
that's
Another
your-
fact.
Arsenal.
That's your
Another fact about Arsenal also is that you have to hate Arsenal. And here's why you have to hate Arsenal. They're owned by Stan Kroenke.
This is correct.
So
Interesting.
make sure, write down in your notes, hate Arsenal.
Okay. And their logo is a cannon, correct?
They are the Gunners, but I do believe their logo is a cannon, yes, and their mascot is a dinosaur called Gunnersaurus.
Okay. Do they have any like big names right now?
Um,
Voracek?
So big names right now. That how's your Premier League knowledge?
Vivacek Vovacek? That's all I know from FIFA.
Do you know who Thierry Henry is?
No.
Okay, he's probably one of their more notable players of all time. Currently on the squad, you have Declan Rice. Bukayo Saka is probably the biggest name on their team right now.
But you don't need to know these people because they suck and we hate them.
But you got to know who to root against. You got to know.
Does the Premier League have relegation or no?
Premier League does have
Really?
relegation. So how it works, there are 20 teams. And if you finish in the bottom three, so if you finish 20th, 19th, and 18th, you get relegated to the tier below you.
Okay.
And then if you finish in the bottom of that league, you keep getting relegated. There's 6+ leagues in England, and you can just keep getting relegated.
Interesting.
All right, go to the next one though, because
right.
that could be a lesson planned for another day. We could spend a whole lesson on relegation.
We could. So the next team I'm going to go with is Chelsea. And I compared Chelsea to the New England Patriots today.
Boo.
So a historically great franchise that won on the backs of elite defenses, trending the wrong direction as they haven't won in a while and are on the outside looking in. So they're still considered a Big Six club. They spend a ton of money, but they have found themselves finishing outside of the top four more recently than they've been finishing inside the top four. Obviously, I know the New England Patriots had Tom Brady. Chelsea have had great leaders like Frank Lampard, Eden Hazard, John Terry. So they have had players that have been that leader, the focal point of the team. But I think most people that watch the NFL, even though Tom Brady's greatness, it was those New England Patriots defenses that kind of really set that team apart.
Okay. And their mascot is a lion or something?
I believe it is, but they're just the Blues.
Ew, I hate that.
Wow.
Blues.
You know the St. Louis Blues are your favorite hockey team.
Yeah, I know. That's why I feel like that can't be a soccer name, too. I don't like that.
Soccer is pretty weird where they don't
Football,
they
sorry.
all have like a name and mascot, but they don't really all go by it.
Okay.
It's interesting. All right. So next on the list we have Liverpool. So this is who we are a fan of, Chris.
Okay.
Not me, but you two.
I have compared them to the San Francisco 49ers.
Love that.
So one of the winningest clubs in league history, but until recently hasn't been close to the success they experienced back in the day. Though they have won recently, they are currently a team that can't consistently get over that hump. So they have won within the last, they won the COVID season, the Premier League, then they won the Champions League the year after. But before that and after that, they're constantly at the top, but they just aren't finishing at that championship level.
Okay.
Their nickname is the Reds.
Correct.
And they are owned by Fenway Sports Group, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
Who owns the Boston Red Sox?
But it's not so cool because they're not like some teams that have like oil money where the owners just throw money at the club. They treat it a lot more like a business. So it's not just money willy-nilly for them.
Yep.
But moving on. Manchester City. So I have Manchester City as the Kansas City Chiefs. Have been the most dominant team recently and are the bar that all other teams are trying to reach. They have one of the greatest coaches of all time, a midfielder that can complete any pass, and a physical freak at striker who always finds a way to get it done. So Kevin De Bruyne is their Patrick Mahomes. Erling Haaland is their Travis Kelce.
Okay.
And they're the team that everyone's trying to beat. They've won like 4 of the last 5 Premier League titles. Last year, they won the Premier League, the Champions League, and one of the other leagues. They just dominate.
And they also have their nickname is the Citizens. Fun fact.
I don't think I have ever heard anyone refer to them as
actually, according to my research, they have 3 nicknames. The Citizens, the Blues, which that means there would be 2 Blues, and then the Sky Blues as well.
There you go. So their biggest rival, Manchester United, we're going to compare to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
So have won the most titles in England, but it's been a while since they last won. They are never bad, but also haven't been elite and find themselves around the title hunt, but don't seem to get there.
Man United are the Steelers?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
And a lot of that comes from Manchester United has the most titles of all time, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are up there with most Super Bowls of all time. Mike Tomlin has never finished below 500, so he's never coached a bad team, but a lot more recently, they haven't really been that elite team.
And am I correct?
They're
Go ahead.
Go ahead. They are the Red Devils also. That's their nickname.
And am I correct in thinking that Lionel Messi played for Man City at one point?
He did not. He almost played for Man City, but something broke down with that deal, and then he did not.
And then did Cristiano Ronaldo ever play for Man United?
He did play for Man United. That's when they were at their peak.
Yeah.
And then he went back as an old guy and didn't reach the same heights as when he was a young boy.
Who did Messi play for?
Messi has never played in the Premier League, so he played for Barcelona. In La Liga, which is the Spanish league, and then he played for PSG in the French league.
And now he plays for Inter Miami in the MLS.
This is correct.
So was he like not that good?
So there's a lot that I'll be able to teach you about.
These are
European soccer. But I love that
you're really diving in.
Yeah, I love these questions. So it's really just a preference. Like you see a lot of South American players, they don't always try and play in the Premier League. They grew up idolizing teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, really those big La Liga teams. So you see guys stick over there for a very long period of time. The Premier League is considered the best league in Europe, and that is probably because top to bottom, like the worst team beats the best team a lot more frequently than you see in a lot of those other leagues. But because the Premier League is so challenging week in and week out, they do not consistently win European championships because the weekend, like the games throughout the season are a little more taxing on the body, where in La Liga, Barcelona can play a team that would come into the Premier League and probably get relegated.
Did you just say taxing?
You're not buying the taxing
on the body? We have football players
a
playing
lot more
Sunday and Monday.
But they don't play on Sunday and Monday.
Thursday and Monday. Could happen.
That would be
couldn't
Thursday
happen.
and the following Monday. But the physical
it would have to be
Premier
Monday.
League season is a lot more challenging than over the course of the La Liga.
We also have to recognize, which I hear what you're saying, Chris. But do you know how far these guys run
About
every game?
7 miles.
Did you look it up?
That's just my guess.
Oh, well, I don't know, but I mean,
but
it is 7 miles.
To get at there is like even in
it's 7 miles,
and they're doing
even
that on
in high school sports. Like even in high school sports, like there were some teams that you were playing that team, and you were like, we don't have to have our best stuff to get a W today. Where in the Premier League, you always got to be on your toes. Even though you think you're better than the other team, you see upsets all the time.
Really? Like even
and that's not
you gotta
as
be
common.
worried about the Blackburn Rovers?
Well, Blackburn is currently not in the Premier League. They've been relegated. But yeah. Sometimes
he's got that Google machine just running over there.
You gotta worry about them. Now, I'm not saying it happens often, but you can't walk into that game and just like easy W. They'll give you a fight.
Okay.
But topic for another day.
There you go. So that was.
We got one more.
We got one more.
Last of the big six, Tottenham, which I hated giving them this comparison because I like this NFL team and I do not like Tottenham. But I said Tottenham is the Buffalo Bills. A successful franchise during the regular season where every year their fans think this might finally be the year they bring home the championship, but it just doesn't seem to happen for them. So Tottenham has never won a Premier League trophy. Buffalo Bills have never won a Super Bowl. Very exciting team. They're always in the hunt every year, but they just can't seem to win that championship.
And a fun fact, their nickname is actually not the Hotspur. It's the Lily Whites.
How about that?
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
Because it's Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, the Lily Whites. That is what it says here. And
then just for fun, because this is the team that David roots for. This is Newcastle, so they're not part of the Big Six, but they're an up-and-coming club because they have an ownership that just has a ton of money and they can buy whoever they want.
Oh, yeah.
Newcastle is the Oakland Raiders. Have won championships, but have a very up-and-down team over the last decade. They were relegated in 2016, and the Raiders have had a top 5 pick 5 times in the last 15 years, so big spread from success to being bad. And very rowdy fan bases that have remained loyal through the ups and downs.
The Magpies.
Okay,
my squad.
Just for fun, do you want to know who I would associate with each one of these teams in the NFL?
Based off my description?
No, just based off of nothing. Just based off.
Oh, sure. Just like that. Actually, yeah, I like that idea.
Liverpool. I'm going to say the Jets. Arsenal.
Ooh.
I would say the Bengals. Tottenham is giving me Raiders vibes.
Tottenham. It's Tottenham,
Oh,
Chris.
damn.
It's Tottenham.
Okay, Tottenham is giving me Raiders vibes. Chelsea's gives me Dolphin vibes. Man City gives me Rams vibes, and Man United gives me Bills vibes.
Dude, Man City is better than
just
the
'cause?
Rams.
Yeah, just cause. So there we have it.
There we have it.
What kind of vibes does Newcastle give you?
Ravens.
Okay, sure.
All right, sure.
That's Chris Learns Sports. Hope everyone
love
got a little
that.
something from
Also,
that.
it's not called a soccer field; it's called a pitch.
Correct.
That is true.
Pitch.
A pow pow pow. I love it. That's good stuff. Can't wait for another episode of Chris Learns Sports.
That was good. I learned.
I hope
a
you
lot.
got a lot from that today, Chris.
I did. I got a lot. Look at all my.
I'll give
notes.
That's outstanding.
Yep.
Great.
I'll give you a
work.
quiz next week.
Okay, I'll be ready. I
All
won't
right,
know any
we're
of their
gonna-
history. I'll just know their names.
Wait. Before we move on, write this down, Chris, and then I want you to try to pronounce it.
Okay.
Leicester.
Leic. What?
ESTER.
ESTER.
All right, pronounce that word, please.
Leicester.
Wrong.
Leicester.
Tell 'em, Adam.
Leicester.
Lester.
Leicester.
Leicester.
Sure.
Leicester.
Makes sense.
Leicester City. Did they get relegated down?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Wow. Anyway, all right, we can move on now. That was just I had to see how you pronounce that word.
So it's been a hot minute since we've done one of these. So we're going to do a draft today. And this is very highly anticipated. The boys are all very excited for this one. So let me just set the scene for the audience. It's 2009. You're just about to graduate middle school. You have your end of the year mixer. The boys are buzzing off some Mountain Dews. And the DJ comes up to you and says, I'm going to let you pick the first 5 songs we play at the mixer today. What 5 songs are you playing?
I am so excited for this.
So we got a draft of middle school bangers, folks.
I love it.
Who wants to go
Yeah.
first? Do we want to do a randomize? Do we just want to someone
I think
want it?
just let's randomize it because we all want it.
Evens and odds. Now that we've learned it,
Yeah. Now,
I don't remember that game.
just ones and twos.
yeah. All right. Here we go.
Ready? Or what do we do?
Yeah. It goes 1, 2, 3, shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Ah! Oh!
Alright.
Ah!
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, again, all of us.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
Ooh, Chris, you're eliminated. All right, Adam.
That means I'm first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
eliminated. Chris
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
first
yeah.
pick.
my bad. Yep.
Ready?
1,
1, 2,
2,
3,
3.
shoot. Is that a 1?
That's a
All right.
1. All right. So,
So
that
I got
means
last pick. Ooh.
All right.
I love the back-to-back.
All right. I love it. Who's ready?
All right. I do have a slight problem with the initial criteria. So
Tell me what the problem was.
I just don't think that it's going to do it justice to all these songs to jam them as the first 5 songs of the mixer. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like
So-
obviously with playlist flow and all that
Right.
stuff. So really what I'm trying to say is like
You're
the
in
top
the
5
bathroom.
songs.
You're in the bathroom. What songs are you sprinting out of the bathroom when you
Okay,
hear them come
I
on
like that.
to get on?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And
All right,
then
Chris.
You're in the
we all
bathroom
graduated
drying
middle
your
school
pits.
in 2009. We all graduated middle school 2009, so all of these songs are 2009 and prior.
Yeah. You and the boys are
All right.
passing around some axe, just hitting the underarms.
And
ready
if
to
this
go back on
song
the
comes
dance floor.
on,
Yeah.
what gets you to sprint out of the bathroom?
Oh,
That's
man.
good. I like that criteria.
So, not this one. Not that one.
I'm hanging out a little bit longer in the bathroom if
So I
that's
really have, I mean, there's just so many good answers to this, but I think that this is probably the number 1 pick. And I'm going to feel okay with it. I'm going to
Okay.
go with Low. T-Pain.
Oh.
Let it rain. Let me talk to him.
This is a absolute. That's amazing.
Banger.
Was
That
on
is
the
a-
list. Was on the list.
That was also on my list. So I will have to remove that from my list. But not bad. All right. So I guess this means I am up here. So second pick. I'm pumped that my pick is still on the board. First overall, it's going to be this bad boy. I'm going Cyclone.
Great.
First overall.
That's a great pick.
That's my first pick right there.
All right. So what I did have queued up as my number one is still on the board as well.
Wow.
So this is what we got right here.
Yes.
We are going Smack That by Akon featuring Eminem.
Love it.
I love that. I
And
love
then-
that. That's an Eminem's verse on that song is one of the best of all time.
I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to go here. If I really wanted to like double up on artists, but I do think just for me personally, I'm gonna go one artist.
I'm doing the
only
same thing.
I'm not gonna repeat. So just because I got a long way to come back to me, and I think this one's on the board, I'm taking it here. We're going.
Oh no, that was my next pick.
Great.
So we're going Beautiful Girls, Sean Kingston.
Oh, that was my next pick right there.
Snaked.
That's rough, but that's okay. That's a great pick. Great.
The thing
pick.
is, no one is going to have a bad draft here.
Yeah, this
There
has
are
to be
so
like a
many
15-man league for this to even be possible.
Oh, totally.
And
totally.
even the waivers are still solid.
Yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
this 15 man.
You could easily stream some bangers.
Yep, 100%. All right, so I think that my next pick here is going to have to be.
You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
You're a Jerk by the New Boys.
Great song.
Absolute,
Great song.
absolute bop at number 2 there for me. I love that song.
All right. This I
Can you still jerk, Dave?
Could I ever jerk? That's really the question.
The world may never know.
in the 2 spot. Classic.
An absolute classic.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
You could
That's
throw
a
a
good
middle
one.
school mixer.
That'd be so much fun, honestly.
That would be incredible.
All right, Chris.
Oh,
You
I'm
got
back.
to back.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, you do get
This one is going to be
back to back.
I have to throw one of these in there, and I might get some flack for it
Okay.
because it's not necessarily like a dance banger, but we were still
Okay.
belting this out on the dance floor. Oh man! All right.
Or is it?
This is the song that the boys don't want to admit that they would run out of the bathroom for this song, but the boys would run out of the
It's a
bathroom
good
for
one.
this song.
It's a good one.
Unwritten.
Natasha Bedingfield.
That is great. A great song.
That's my tight end right there.
I love
That's
that.
That's a good flex play if you needed it
Yeah.
too.
I love that. All right. So my next pick, one of the best songs of all time, hands down. I don't know about that, but an absolute classic.
Soldier boy, tell me. Hey, I got this new damn for y'all called the Soldier Boy.
Now I can still do this thing.
That was on the list.
Great
That
song.
was
That
on the
is-
list.
Yep.
That is a bop, to say the least.
Like I said, there's so many
I know,
good
this is
songs
crazy.
here that like I'm sitting here like I can't believe this is still on the board, but I've loved every single pick. So
Yep.
for my 3 right here, we're going
Oh! Adam.
We're going, yeah. Usher featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris.
Wow.
I was about to take that one.
And then I think I'm about to take another one that's definitely going to upset Dave. So with my fourth pick,
She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, it's a trifling.
Really?
Oh,
She's a gold digger. Way over time. That digs on me. And I ain't saying she a gold digger.
in the 4 spot, Gold Digger, Kanye
She
West.
took my money. God, that's a good song. Gosh, that's a good. Well, I'm in need.
Yes,
All right.
Mr. Fisher, back to you.
Friend indeed. All right. So this next one I've actually been quoted as saying that this is my favorite song of all time.
Really?
So, yes. Here we go. Oh! Oh, yeah, that's a good one. The St. Louis guy himself, Nelly.
These songs just don't miss.
I
They
honestly
sure
had such
do
a
not.
good time like listening to these. I just ended up sitting in my car in front of the gym for like 25 minutes blasting these songs.
Oh, it's
crazy.
incredible.
Man,
All
I'm
right,
starting
Chris.
to feel like my list is a little weak. But
Well,
I'm going to have to keep working. But I'm going to go with a little Miss New Booty.
booty, 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 rocking all around.
I found you.
Found you, Miss New Booty.
Bring it back to me.
I love
Middle
that
school
song.
freaking mixers, man.
We just
Oh
don't
my
make them like this anymore.
Gosh.
They don't.
Oh, and I'm up again. Oh no, guys. Okay.
Yeah, you are up again. You're
Last
up
pick.
again.
Yeah, this
Last
has
pick for
really
you.
gotten me.
Round out your squad.
Yeah, I might get some flack for this one too, but I'm just got to be honest to myself, and this is one of my bangers from back in the day. I used to listen to this on the bus every day.
The suspense, it's growing. It's
What
unbelievable.
do we got?
on the track. T-Weezy on the track. Baby boy the prince.
Wow.
Extreme entertainment.
What?
This is the way I live. Oh, yes.
They don't miss.
Wow. That is good. I love that. I love that.
Oh,
Well, all right.
great song.
That's
I
not
love
mine.
that song.
That's not mine, though. I accidentally clicked it. Same album. Same album. But
That don't kill me.
can only make me stronger.
I need you to hurry up now.
Classic Kanye. Classic
All
Kanye West. I love it.
We're going to bring it home with this one right here. Last pick.
Mm.
This would be a good song to end the mixer with too.
It would be.
What happened to Jay Sean?
Even if
So
the
much
sky
potential.
is falling down.
Baby, don't worry.
All right. So what were some other ones that you boys had on the list that didn't get
Okay,
picked?
my honorable mentions were Fergalicious, My Humps.
Oh, My Humps was mine. One of mine.
What?
I said My Humps was one of mine.
No, it wasn't.
He's saying
No,
it was
one of my
his list.
honorable
I was
mentions,
gonna say,
Chris.
you didn't take that. Other ones I had
No.
on there. Get Silly.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How am I supposed to breathe with no air? No
Yep.
air.
Oh, classic. Classic.
Laffy Taffy.
Yep.
Oh,
Get Back.
classic. Classic.
Hop up out the bed, turn my swag on.
Turn my swag on.
Look in the mirror,
Took a
say what's
look
up.
at me and say what's up.
Yeah, get money.
What else did you guys? Oh, yeah.
I can make your bed rock, girl. Ooh, you didn't expect
Young
that,
Money
did
was
you?
killing it.
So many songs that they also just weren't allowed to play at our middle school mixers. So, like, if we could actually throw a middle school mixer, whew,
I feel like they just played everything.
Yeah.
just clean version, I guess.
Another classic.
So I
Great
had
song.
Hey Ya, Outcast, Bartender, Akon, I'm So Paid, Akon, Kiss Kiss, Chris Brown, Run It, Forever, Mr. Brightside,
Yep.
Hips Don't Lie, Shakira,
Yep.
Sweet Escape, Gwen Stefani,
Yep.
Lean With It, Rock With It,
Leave with it, rock. What?
It's Going Down, We Fly High, you remember that one?
No lie, you know it. Ballin'!
And then Hypnotized, Plies featuring Akon.
Oh, God. It's amazing. I mean, great song.
When I was a young boy.
A classic.
They don't miss.
They don't miss.
Hey, yo, I got a
They
fake
don't
ID,
miss.
though.
Another good one.
Oh, man. Well, this was a great segment. I liked this.
Run through your squads, boys.
All right, I had Low, T-Pain, Wobble, Unwritten, Natasha Bedingfield, Miss New Booty, and The Way I Live.
All right, I got Cyclone by Baby Bash and T-Pain, You're a Jerk by the New Boys, Crank That by Soulja Boy, Hot and Her by Nelly, and Stronger by Kanye West.
And then in the third pick, I rounded it out with Smack That, Akon, Beautiful Girls, Sean Kingston, Yeah by Usher, Gold Digger, Kanye West, and then Down, Jay Sean.
Yeah. I'm gonna
And
come
so
out
many
and say it,
notables
and I think
still
Adam
left out
won.
the board.
I think Adam won this one.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, bangers only.
I love it. I love it.
Well,
As always,
All of
we're gonna bring it home with the fan favorite. We got the wavelength game. We're still stuck on 1 to 40. Once again, for those that haven't listened or don't know the game, Dave will be asking Chris and I questions, and we will have to give an answer that falls on the scale of 1 to 40, 1 being bad, 40 being good. And we're going to have to get on the same wavelength as Dave, and he is going to have to guess the number based on our answers. Again, 1 through 40. Mr. Fisher, if you could look away for a second.
I love it.
Can you see that?
yeah, I just got it.
All right.
You
Dave, you're
good?
It'd be electric.
Yep.
It'd be electric here, folks. We need it.
All right.
We need it.
All
We've been
right.
in a rut.
So, got a couple questions. We'll start with 4 as normal on questions here for categories. First category, I'm really trying to help myself here.
Okay.
Current NFL quarterbacks.
Current NFL quarterbacks.
And 40 is good, 1 is trash.
Correct. That is correct.
Yep. Trying to give myself something that could be ranked.
Yeah.
Because as we know, I am the weakest link at this game.
You
so
are the weakest link. Goodbye.
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 All
right.
Adam.
Just shooting from the hip here. I'm going to go Geno Smith.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go.
I want to see how accurate that guess was.
Shoot. I feel like I'm gonna go. Oh man, Russell Wilson.
Okay. Russell Wilson and Geno Smith. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. The next one, I'm going to go with something a little different.
Okay.
We'll go with an elementary school lunch item. So take yourself back to elementary school. Think of your favorite lunch item, your least favorite lunch item. What you got for me?
Elementary school lunch item.
Because you know that there were some where it was like when that was what they were having for lunch that day, you were like, I got to get that.
Yeah.
But then there were
So,
other days you were like,
I was
gross.
I don't think I bought lunch once in elementary school. And then in middle school and high school, I only bought on mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers, and toasted ravioli day.
The concept of it, though, is school lunch. So if you would have just told me toasted ravioli, for example, as an elementary school lunch, then I would have taken that into consideration.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with a breadstick.
Not stuffed with anything, just the stick.
We're not talking the Bosco. We're not talking Bosco brand, or are we just talking like a garlic stick?
Because I think garlic stick is a perfect answer, Chris.
Yeah,
So don't change
I
it.
think that's what I'm going with. Yeah.
Okay, garlic breadstick.
So I don't even know if this was ever just a lunch day that you could buy, but because I feel like it fits the number, we're going with it. If for lunch that day it was just turkey subs.
Turkey subs.
Just turkey sub day at school.
All right.
Also,
all right. Cool.
Shout out to the Ryquines for making the best turkey sandwiches back in the day.
Oh,
Unbelievable. They're so good.
I got.
Wait, I don't think I ever had one of these.
I got spoiled because Ashley, my little sister, would not accept not fresh bread. So every morning, my dad would go to Deerberg's and get fresh rolls. So every day, the bread was fresh and just
it was good.
Turkey and American cheese. And
every day?
Every day.
The white American cheese, though, correct?
Yep, white American with the turkey.
Whoa.
And if Phil was making the sandwich, that was a thick boy. There was a lot of meat on there. Phil
That's
did
why
it
I
right.
love him. That's why I
Shout
love
out
him.
Phil.
Shout out Phil. Hope he's
Love
listening.
that. I love that. All right. Next category question here. Kind of a tough one, I think. But dog breeds.
Oh, that's so tough.
I know, and you can really insult some people with this one too. But maybe not.
Have you asked the fan requested question?
Oh no, I'm giving those people shout outs.
Okay, just making sure.
Those two are getting a shout out. That's the last question.
All right. Let me get some research for you real quick.
Hit me with some research.
I'm just going to shoot off the hip here and say Greyhound.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that's a good one. And
okay.
I'm going to go with the Beagle.
Hey, that's Boomer.
Boomer is a mix.
Boomer is a mutt. But he is mostly Beagle, a thick boy at that though. But okay, I think both of those answers. I think Bugle. I feel like
Chimichangas.
I feel like we're sitting pretty right now, boys.
Okay.
All right,
we feel good about it.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. All right. And then last question. This was from the fans. We had fan submission, 2 people, and they gave me the same question, so I have to use it. It also is perfect given that this week is Halloween. So we're going to go with Halloween candy, and that was submitted by avid listener Kent Skiles and avid listener Ellen Braverman. Both listen to the show frequently.
Shout out Mr. Skiles. Shout out Miss Braverman.
Okay.
All right.
Halloween candy.
I wish I knew where you were so I knew how to adjust. But
I think you just gotta trust it.
Gotta trust it. You gotta trust we're gonna be on the same wavelength.
okay, I'm gonna go because it's such a small bag and because you get so few of them, I'm going to go Sour Patch Kids.
I see what you did there. Okay.
I'm going to go.
I see what he was doing.
It would be higher if I got a full bag or even a snack size or even a shareable, but that little 4-piece bag is not
not getting the job done. I'm going to go with the Rolo.
Okay. Me and you had a discussion about Rolos, I think, like a couple weeks ago about something. Somebody gave you a Rolo. I don't remember what the story was on that, and I don't want to get in trouble. But
I got the story, but it could lead to. I'll tell it afterwards because it could potentially sway you in the direction of a number.
That's a good thing.
So here's my thought process.
Talk us through it.
All right, current NFL quarterbacks.
Give Chris time to pull up the drum roll.
I will. So, current NFL quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, we're very middle of the pack there. In the fact that both of those guys are kind of, if we're out of like 30 or 32, I'd put them between 15 and 20. But I think I'm going 15 to 20. Definitely 15 to 20 there because they're middle of the road, but slightly below the middle of the road, worse than the middle of the road. Then we go to elementary school lunch items, and we got a garlic breadstick and a turkey sub, which, again, very middle of the road answers. Mm-hmm. So, but again, on the downside of the middle of the road. So, like, I have to stay with 15 to 20 on that answer because of what I just said. And the dog breeds. So Greyhound, it's very interesting because a Greyhound is like a controversial take because there's some people who are like, Greyhounds are incredible. They're like these amazing animals that race and all that stuff. But I'm getting ready to insult the Greyhound owners of America. They're kind of ugly dogs. So that hurts them a little bit. And then a beagle is a good answer and fits with the other two categories of my 15 to 20 thought because of the fact that a beagle's kind of an all-American dog, like a golden retriever, but it wishes it was a golden retriever that was a 40, and it's not because it's just average and middle of the road. Again, I would lean 20 to 25 because I'm biased on a beagle, but I'm going to stick with the 15 to 20 given the previous answers.
Okay.
And then with the Halloween candy, a Sour Patch Kid would be 25 to 30 if it was Chris did a good job. Chris did a really good job there. So that knocks it down. And then a Rolo, the concept of a Rolo is very good, but it's just kind of But that kind of brings it closer in my head to 20 than to 15, given how good a Sour Patch Kid is. It's just the quantity hurts it, and the Rolo is, So I'm going to go 15 to 20.
Give it the drum roll, Chris.
Chris is covering his face. From the hip, I'm going 18.
Yes!
Let's go!
Yes, I saw it on your lips. Yes. Oh.
Let's go. Let's go. Weakest link no more, baby. Weakest link no more.
The 40 spot coming in clutch.
Oh, you were there the whole time. Excellent.
Yep. You guys.
Great job.
You guys.
I'm not going to lie. I was nervous with the dog breed question just because I didn't know what that was going to give you. But once again, you described it perfectly.
And I got nervous about Sour Patch Kids because you said that it would be closer to the 35 range, but I think you were thinking of that other way. What were you thinking of Sour Patch Kids?
Sour Patch Kids are great.
Like if you got a box or like a big bag, it's a 25 to 35.
30 is
it's
what I
an
said,
upper echelon. But because you gave it the size parameter, it knocked it down to just that middle of the pack. Because
you did a great job.
It leaves you wanting more.
Exactly. You did a good job of you guided me.
Dave. You did a good job.
Yeah, you did. Don't sell yourself short. You did a good job.
That's what I'm talking about, boys.
Self-proclaimed weakest link. Self-proclaimed. He's been getting shit for 2 weeks from us as well, saying he's no good, and he comes out and delivers.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've
never been more
You
hyped.
start to say like and then you thought about it for a second, and I was like, "Don't change it! Don't change it! Don't change it!"
I was gonna be so nervous if it was 17 or 19.
That's
Like
electric.
just one on each side would have been devastating.
Wow.
Such a good feeling. Ending it on a high. What a good episode.
Go.
What a good episode. Great content all around. As always, thanks for listening. That's Nightly Nonsense.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah.
Freaking nailed it, Dave.
Holy cow. Holy